It's not a bad item. It actually isn't that bad. Like, kind of gets put in the useless pile, but I'm sure it has its... Oh, ho, ho, ho. Whoa! That was a straight up one-shot, wasn't it? Spoiler alert. No, it wasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Why I Died. So this one was taken from stream last night, www.twitch.tv/Tryxt. And I was just doing some Betrayal League race practice in order to get myself prepped for the upcoming league that releases later on this week. So this was done in solo self-found hardcore. This was not done in a private league, therefore there was no extra damage modifiers present. So let's see what happened exactly. Let's mute myself so I don't have to hear myself talk over myself. So, backing up here, we get Flicker Strike taken down to 526, Discharge takes us down to 11, and subsequently we're followed up by an auto attack that occurs a fraction of a second after. Now let's talk about the mob that killed me. So these types of mobs are known as Undying Grapplers. They have three major abilities. One is uses Flicker Strike, so it teleports to you, and Flicker Strikes, which just does attack-based damage. Empowered as kin is slain. So, whenever any one of their allies dies around them, they gain a power charge. That'll be important in a moment. They also cast Discharge, and this guy, since he's a rare, he also has Frenzy as damage, so he gains Frenzy charges as he's damaged. If we look carefully before I meet my untimely end, you can see Frenzy charge there. Before he discharges also, you might be able to see a power charge there too. Yeah, there's a power charge there too there. So, he chunks me down to 11 because of that third ability, casts Discharge. So what Discharge does is, it does a player-based area effect, so around yourself, not at a targeted location. And when you have power charges, frenzy charges, or endurance charges, you gain damage as elemental damage. So, with frenzy charges, you gain cold damage, with power charges, you gain lightning damage, and with endurance charges, you gain fire damage. You'll notice that I got a lot of lightning and cold damage dealt to me, seeing as I was shocked and chilled and frozen. So since he had those charges, he did a lot of elemental damage, which caused my untimely end. Now the reason why I was able to do it in such rapid succession is because of this acceleration shrine. So the way that shrines work is that the enemies gain the buff from it as long as it is active. Once you click it and deactivate it, you then receive the buff and enemies no longer receive that buff. For acceleration shrines, that includes attack speed, cast speed, movement speed, and projectile speed. So he's a damaging speedy boy, basically. So that's the second reason. Reason number 3, and probably the most glaring reason. I have 30 lightning resist. My resists are uncapped. Again, this is in a race scenario, so I'm trying to push as quick as I possibly can, but with game knowledge, I should be aware that I should always have max lightning resist when I go into the sewers, which I highly recommend putting on a two-stone ring or a topaz ring beforehand, or I should try to get as much lightning resist as I possibly can when I'm going into the Lord's Labyrinth. If we look at my passive tree, there wasn't really anything I could have done differently. My passive tree at that point looked like this. I went for Clever Construction to make sure that my traps and mines were no longer destroyed upon landing. They had a 5-second grace period, so Izara couldn't give them real quick. I could have gone towards Mind Over Matter, which would have given me a lot more effective HP because I would have had unreserved mana, allowing me to take some of my damage as mana instead of HP. However, I wouldn't have made it there by that point. Even had I minus these out, I still wouldn't have made it there. So it isn't anything that's related to the passive tree. So the reasons why I died: number 1, acceleration shrine. Number 2, mob. Number 3, I had really, really bad gear. Had I noticed that my lightning resist was so low, I would have probably taken an alchemy orb had I had one, or an essence had I had one of those, and tried to essence or alch something real quick in order to make sure that I survived through that portion. My HP was only at about 650. That's a little bit on the low side. I maybe should have had about 100 HP more. But you live, or in this case, you die, and you learn. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Moving forward, there's going to be a lot more coming up, especially because the Betrayal League is going to be launching at the end of this week, and we're likely going to get patch notes later on today, which will allow me to make the decision of what I will play for the beginning of the league. I haven't decided on solo self-found or trade league yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards trade league because I haven't done it in a long, long time. So if you do enjoy the video, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to keep up with me, make sure you follow on Twitch. I go live 5 days a week, so I'll hopefully see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!